It's old-time hockey, the way you're supposed to play. You throw a little lumber if a guy gets in your way. You play like Gordie Howe or Eddie fucking Shore. We can't all be Gretzkys, the news are Bobby Orr's. Hey!
McEachran takes Galak into the corner. Brent Gretzky, number 49, takes a hard hit, and a penalty coming up on Alexei Zhitnik. As soon as the Kings touch up, and Brent Gretzky catches a forearm from Mark Hardy.
Mark Hardy, I think, is going to go off for high sticking. He took Brent Gretzky into the end boards, and he is headed to the penalty box. The Kings were trying to regain themselves, I think, there, Tom. What was happening was that Tampa Bay was getting some pretty good pressure inside the zone. Rob Blake threw the first hit, then Hardy's trying to stir things up. He took a pretty good shot at Gretzky. Gretzky's stick down. Hardy playing it very tough against Brent Gretzky.
Brent Gretzky is the youngest brother to Wayne Gretzky. Gretzky was trained by his father Walter, playing alongside his older brothers Keith and Wayne. He spent his early years playing hockey in Brantford, Ontario for the Brantford Classics of the OMHA. In 1989, he was selected in the first round, 6th overall in the OHL priority selection by the Belleville Bulls. He would spend 3 years in Belleville with the Bulls, where he was a line mate of future NHL player Darren McCarty. Brent would have a very successful OHL career. In his first year with the Bulls, playing 66 games, he scored 15 goals with 32 assists. In his second year, he would play the same amount of games, but this time score 26 goals and get 56 assists. In the 91-92 season with Belleville, Gretzky would play 62 games, scoring 43 goals and 78 assists for 121 points. This would lead to him getting drafted in the 1992 NHL entry draft in the 3rd round, 49th overall, by the expansion Tampa Bay Lightning. Brent would only spend 2 seasons with the Tampa Bay Lightning, playing in only 13 games, during which time he would only score 1 goal and get 3 assists. Many hockey analysts believe that had it not been an expansion year, where lower echelon talent was unprotected to the expansion draft, that Gretzky would not have made it to the NHL at all. After he was released from his contract in Tampa Bay, Gretzky was soon signed by the Toronto Maple Leafs organization and spent a season in their minor team in St. John's. Although Brent would never play in the NHL again, he still had a brilliant minor league career. Over the next 10 years of his career, Brent would spend time in the AHL, IHL, ECHL, and the UHL, as well as spending 1 year playing hockey in Austria. At the end of the 2005-2006 season, Brent was playing for the Motor City Mechanics in the United Hockey League. At the season's end, Gretzky would retire from professional hockey. During his time in the minor leagues, Gretzky would win a Turner Cup with the Atlanta Knights in the 1993-94 IHL season. In 2008, Gretzky returned to the ice for 6 games with his hometown Brantford Blast in the Senior A League. That team would go on to win the 2008 Allen Cup, after which Brent would retire from organized competition. Since retiring in 2008, together Brent and Wayne are second in points scored by any brothers in the NHL, with 2,857, second only to the 6 Sutter brothers, who scored 73 more points.
Hey, little brother, how'd you do that trick? It's all in the stick. I taught him everything he knows.
Keith Gretzky is the middle child in the Gretzky family. He had a very promising OHL career, nothing that really set the world on fire, but was still decent enough to find himself selected in the 1985 NHL entry draft by the Buffalo Sabres, 56th overall in the 3rd round. However, Gretzky would never play a single game in the NHL. He spent his time bouncing between the AHL, IHL, and ECHL, spending parts of 2 seasons in the Finnish League and British Hockey League. After his playing career was done, Gretzky coached for a few years, one in the WHL, and then coached in the West Coast Hockey League and the United Hockey League. After his coaching career was done, Keith transitioned into the front office, where he landed a scouting job with the Phoenix Coyotes in the NHL. In 2016, Keith would become assistant GM with the Edmonton Oilers, and in 2019, he would assume the role of interim GM after the firing of Peter Chiarelli.
Come on, Gretzky. 5 up. 6 up. 7 up. 7 up? If anybody needs a 7 up, it's me. Okay. At last, a clean, refreshing 7 up.
And he thinks he's the greatest thing on ice.